Talk to yourself like this for 3 days. Listen closely, because I am about to spill the beans on something that has changed the lives of many people. You could ask why it eluded your understanding all these years. It's that strong and yet so easy. A significant realization struck me as I stood in my office one morning, staring at my reflection in the glass. Roughly 16,000 words are exchanged daily. However, I froze at this point. How often do we criticize ourselves with those words? Even more crucially, what are we expressing by doing so? The most advanced machine that humanity has ever produced is your own brain. Currently, it is processing as you sit there and take in every word, idea, and emotion. However, the vast majority of individuals are blissfully unaware of something extraordinary occurring. These words aren't the only ones your mind processes, that it trusts them. It takes them at face value as fact. Most people go about their lives oblivious to a rule of the cosmos that is as definite as gravity. You are currently creating your reality with the things you tell yourself in private when no one is there to hear you. They are constructing your future. Their actions are shaping your fate. Through my travels across countries and conversations with individuals from all walks of life, I have uncovered something quite remarkable. One thing all the most accomplished people have in common is that they've demolished every barrier and ceiling that has ever stood in their way. They're pros at recording positive self-talk that shapes their destiny. Nevertheless, the most potent aspect is here. This isn't a natural talent they inherited. There aren't a handful of people in the world with this skill. Everyone here has the potential to become an expert in this field. Think of it as a technology, and I will demonstrate to you how a few 3 days may start to transform your entire life. Decades, if not longer, have passed since your brain began to form neuronal networks. Your internal monologue has paved the road for these avenues. My goodness, I've been telling myself, and I know I'm not good enough. Your mind has built an expressway to that idea from all the time you've spent thinking about it. Many others have expressed their inability to pay it, so frequently that you begin to mentally calculate the cost before you ever see the final tally. If I told you, however, that you could start making new paths in as little as 3 days, would you believe me? Can you believe it? Within the next 3 days, you will have the capacity to reprogram the universe's most powerful computer. Can you believe it? In your head, you could be thinking that it's impossible to do in 3 days. I do have a question, though. Once sown, how much time does it take for seeds to begin sprouting? Something starts to happen the second it touches rich soil. Even if you can't see it happening just now, the shift is already underway. Your mind is not an exception to this rule. Something starts to change. New brain connections start to develop, and new possibilities start to emerge the second you start telling yourself other things. And that is precisely the direction we will take in our joint investigation. Exactly the right words, phrasing, and approach may start this life-changing process for you. I was deeply shaken when I initially learned about this idea. According to scientific research, your brain is unable to differentiate between real life and your wildest imagination. Give that some thought. Mental rehearsal occurs when you talk to yourself in a way that makes it seem as though the event is happening in the here and now. Listen, I'll explain this in a way that will change your self-perception for the rest of time. If you ever wake up and complain, "I'm tired," it's because your brain releases hormones that make you feel that way. Your brain begins to block out potential answers when you convince yourself that a task is too difficult. What you say is more than simply noise. It is a code that your neurological system must follow. Your biology is laid out in these blueprints. The average human subconscious analyzes 400 billion pieces of data each second, according to studies. Also, are you aware of the filter it employs when determining what to highlight? What you say. This supercomputer in your head is programmed by the things you tell yourself over and over again. I had the opportunity to work with a young woman who, for a long time, had convinced herself that she couldn't make it as a businesswoman. "I am not good with numbers," she told herself. Now, you may be wondering the same thing. Her brain would essentially turn off if she opened a spreadsheet. But something incredible occurred when we reframed her statement. "As I'm getting a better grasp of numbers daily." She gained self-assurance in her ability to analyze company reports after a few weeks. She had her brain's reaction to numbers rewired by her words. What I mean by construction site principle is how your mind works. Put yourself in the shoes of a builder. You adhere to a plan rather than haphazardly placing stuff. What you say shapes your thoughts. Your claim that you are getting stronger daily is more than just lip service. It is the cornerstone of a brand new neuronal architecture. Aligned thinking is an essential component of manifestation in addition to positive thought. The rules of progress and development that apply to everyone should inform your speech. Telling oneself things like, "I am working on becoming an expert at this," is not an act of deceit. What you're really doing is pointing your brain in a certain way. If you've ever told yourself, "I can't," you've effectively constructed an internal barrier. Around your potential, you have created a hole. These obstacles are not constructed of metal and concrete, but rather of words. Words are also malleable. Something very important regarding your mental obstacles is something I want you to grasp. Like its construction, their dismantling also requires repetition. When you told yourself over and over, "I'm not good enough," you probably didn't believe it at first, but you kept saying it until it became true. Right now, we're going to apply the inverse of that idea. It may seem like a single drop of water can't possibly break through solid rock. Yet, when it falls repeatedly and in the same place, it finally does. Your mental boundaries will be similarly broken down by your new words stated regularly. They will gradually weaken them till they collapse. Neuroplasticity is an extraordinary trait of the human brain that allows it to continue to develop new connections between neurons as an individual grows older. Altering the way you talk to yourself changes more than just the way you sound. It alters the basic structure of your brain. When you pave the way for success, achievement, and wealth to flourish, you pave the way for new roots. This brings me to my next point, which is of the utmost importance. Why? Because in the span of 3 days, you will learn the methodical, strategic, and consistent use of words. After that, you will have changed not just your thinking, but also the foundation upon which your success rests. When you change your thinking, you change your fate. Is the scope of what we're talking about starting to sink in? Feeling better isn't the only goal here. Changing your life's operating system is at the heart of this. And in the following moments, I will demonstrate just how to start this 3-day metamorphosis that will radically alter your internal dialogue and, by extension, your perception of life in all its manifestations. How come certain transformations take an eternity while others transpire in the blink of an eye? I have a profound story to tell you regarding the number 3. 3 days isn't just thrown around. It is an intricate pattern that is intrinsic to the process of change. You need to give your mind the time and energy it needs to undergo a metamorphosis, just as steel needs a certain temperature to be molded. Breaking the loop of automatic thinking is the power of 3 days. Your present line of thinking is like a river that hasn't changed course in years. Its incisions go far into your mental terrain. Why is the span of 3 days considered so long? Lengthy enough to cause a stir, but not so lengthy that one can't keep their full attention on the task at hand. Do you know how daunting it might seem to try anything new on the first day? Your mind is resisting long-established routines, and that's why. However, on the second day, an extraordinary event occurs. The opposition starts to crumble. You start to really feel the transformation on day 3, rather than merely going through the motions. While collaborating with national leaders, I came across this idea. What I refer to as breakthrough momentum was experienced by individuals who dedicated themselves to 3 days of focused concentration modification. It feels like you're dragging a big boulder. Going all out on day 1 is a huge undertaking. As the day progresses, the first becomes easier. On day 3, it had acquired sufficient momentum to overcome any obstacle. Years of thinking and speaking the same things have conditioned your mind. Perhaps some of you have been using the same piece of mental software for many years. Within 3 days, you will be able to start rewriting this code. Though not entirely, it does change the course somewhat. Like manner, the procedure unfolds. You will feel deceived by yourself on the first day. Pay attention to your past patterns. Even when you tell yourself, "I am becoming more powerful every day," your old habits will fight you. Everyone does this. You can't skip this step. The reformation has begun. Something small but significant starts to happen on day 2. Your willpower begins to dwindle. It's just like a youngster having a tantrum. At some point, they're exhausted. Your newly coined vocabulary will start to take root at this point. Introducing novel ideas is only one part of the mental reformation. It's all about taking those notions down to their last ounce of resistance. The third day follows. The miracle occurs at this point. You start to look for proof, to back up your new terms in your head. It begins to seek evidence that what you're saying is real, rather than instantly rejecting positive self-talk. A paradigm shift in thought has occurred at this juncture. Now, though, I want to clarify something. This is not an exercise in optimistic platitudes. Strategic mind reconditioning is what we're discussing. You must be very careful with the words you tell yourself throughout the next 3 days. The goal of every sentence should be to elicit a particular reaction from the brain. Traditional ways of thinking are like well-traveled woodland trails. Your mind has been following these paths naturally for a long time. You can't trust me. That is too much for me to handle. It's not easy. In your mental forest, these are the most common pathways. The 3-day metamorphosis is tremendous, but this is what makes it so. It doesn't aim to banish these pathways all at once. On the contrary, it opens up fresh, more liberating avenues. Methods for disrupting these routines. We must first admit that they are real. Quit arguing with them. Their strength is enhanced by that. Rather, we arrange them in parallel. Whenever the established norm asserts, "I can't," we yield to its demands. Just by telling ourselves, "I am becoming capable," we may refocus our thoughts and feelings in a different direction. Your outmoded ways of thinking are like a television station that has repeatedly shown the same program year after year. The television will not be smashed. The channel is going to be switched. For the next 3 days, it will remain regularly shown on the new channel, until you start to really like the new programs. Reframing one's thinking doesn't need coercion. It's all about refocusing your efforts. Making new mental pathways so appealing that your mind starts to favor them on its own is the key. Exactly this takes place throughout our 3-day metamorphosis. During these 3 critical days, I will demonstrate just what you should say to yourself. The precise phrases will be mine to impart to you. The exact words that will start to alter the terrain of your mind. No, these are more than that. Your subconscious mind will follow these instructions. Guidelines for the neural networks you are building. Plans for the future you want. Can you begin to understand the enormity of what can be accomplished in only 3 days? Do you sense the possibility looking back at you? Why? Because the information I'm going to divulge is about more than simply words. The key is to find the perfect expression to make your mind fall in love with it. Transformation becomes inevitable in this manner. Here is where the language that will change your life for the better starts to take shape. Here it is, the long-awaited moment. Just the right words to rebuild your world. But hold on a second. Before I hand you these expressions, first, get this basic fact straight. Sound it out. Words have meaning. Essentially, they are energetic waves that permeate every part of you. While conversing with oneself, you're doing more than simply talking. Your fate is being programmed by you. The information I am about to provide is more than just a collection of expressions. This is a technology that can change things. Instead of saying, "My goal is to achieve success." Success comes easily to me, I guess you could say that. Take note of the distinction. It sounds like a fight in the first phrase. Inevitability is implied by the second. Feelings of inevitableness trigger mental responses. Every morning when you first open your eyes, saying, "I can do this," isn't enough. I am crafted to excel, designed to succeed, made to achieve greatness. These words aren't the only ones that reach your head. It makes their world a reality. Your brain is creating new connections between neurons with every syllable. The art of reorganizing destructive internal monologue. If your thoughts tell you, "I'm not ready," change it to "at once." Every second, I am becoming more of who I can be. It frightens me when it whispers, "Please, provide a response." With each breath, my self-assurance grows. Look at how we're not resisting the pessimistic idea. The energy of it is being transformed. Do your best to comprehend. Embracing the here and now is not the point. It's all about manifesting your ideal life via the power of your words. I am getting richer by the day, as you say. There's no need to deceive yourself. By doing so, you are directing the actions of your subconscious mind. Affluence will come to you since you are paving the way. I want you to utilize this powerful sentence, so here it is. Whenever uncertainty arises, whatever happens, I control. They did not victimize me. Try saying it with me. Take heart in the power of those words. Just by listening to them, your mind is starting to form new connections. Whenever you take a glance at your reflection, it is my desire that you state, "On a daily basis, my strength grows," in more ways than one. Pronounce it with all your might. Allow the veracity of those statements to permeate your entire being. Your body can't tell the difference between reality and your wildest dreams whenever problems occur. Plus, it's bound to happen. Your updated reply has to be, "I am growing as a person because of this." Disregard me. Experience the shift in vitality. Juxtaposed viewpoints render you helpless. One of these will make you a winner. When you let your dominant thoughts guide your thinking, your mind will follow suit. Prior to going to bed, say anything while I take a break. I am rearranging my thoughts in order to achieve more success. Even when you're asleep, your subconscious continues to function. And these very phrases serve as its manual. By doing this, you are essentially training your mind to achieve your goals even as you slumber, and at times of difficulty. They are an inevitable part of any journey. Your target language needs to be, "You have not failed. I will use this input to improve." Rather than limiting, this phrase opens up possibilities. It doesn't close doors in your head. Rather, it opens them. These statements need to be made with full assurance. Reactions are proportional to the intensity of the affirmations used. "I am getting unstoppable," you say. Say it as if it were the most self-evident fact in the known cosmos. Since the truth is, you're doing just that. Something very important regarding the language of success has to sink in for you. What you say is important, but that's not all. When you say it, it matters how you feel. When you say, "I deserve to be very successful," if what you just read is true, it should send shivers down your spine. When you feel that way, it's because your cells are rearranging themselves to accommodate your new reality. As we go into putting these principles into practice, I will demonstrate to you the precise way to organize your day in order to harness the full potential of these words. Considering the importance of time, your mind is most open to this new programming at certain times, and we will get into that topic in the future section. The change is starting, isn't it? Do you feel as though fresh doors are opening in your thoughts? What follows will teach you how to incorporate these profound words into your everyday life in a manner that not only allows for, but guarantees transformation. However, unavoidable. At the first sign of daylight, get ready to step onto the earth. Comprehend this. Your entire day is set in stone during these initial moments. Your morning routine is more than simply a routine. For the following 24 hours, it's all about establishing a pattern. At this point, change begins to take hold. Prior to picking up your phone, look over those messages first. Prior to allowing the world to engulf you, end it. Breathe deeply for 3 counts. With each breath, by breathing in oxygen, you're actually making room for power to enter. Here is your chance to shine. Powerful words must escape your lips first. "No, I'm exhausted, never again." However, I am now realizing my full potential. When you utter these words, you will feel a change in your body. In actuality, the frequency of your cell vibrations is different. Success is lining up with your neurological pathways. Take note of what is being said. Feeling nice isn't the only goal of your morning routine. It's all about conditioning your mind to achieve accomplishment without fail. Say to yourself, "I am growing stronger with each breath," as soon as you get to your feet and glance in the mirror. "Achieving my goals comes easily to me. I am a fountain of excellence." There is more to your morning routine than meets the eye. Feeling it sincerely is what matters. Upon your proclamation that this day is mine, that fact must reverberate through your entire body. Empty rhetoric has no effect on your subconscious. Emotional intensity triggers its response. As you get ready for the day ahead, keep doing what you're doing. During your time in the shower, "I am freeing myself from all constraints." I am saying it again. With each trickle, anxiety and uncertainty are being diluted. These are only words, but your mind doesn't recognize it. It takes them at face value as rules for the world. Right now, to set goals every day, here is the secret. Both narrow and wide are required. Pray for me, not only for a good day. Come clean now. My fate is drawing near. Meet each and every one of my patients. Each obstacle is helping me become a better person and more successful. Prior to leaving your home, just a little more time. Say, I am rooted in my power as you firmly plant your feet on the earth. I am linked to endless potential, prepared to produce remarkable outcomes. Send a surge of power up your legs and into your feet, throughout your whole being. You need to make your morning routine second nature. These aren't merely workouts. They serve as the bedrock upon which your new life is built. What you say first thing in the morning shapes the rest of your day. You are creating an energetic field that will attract success with every assertion you make. Keep this in mind. Many things will attempt to jumpstart your day instead of you. Its goal is to disrupt your morning routine with its agenda. However, once this protocol is established, you are no longer helpless in the face of random events. You're in a position of authority, something to strive toward, an area of unwavering assurance. As you go about your day, keep these words close to your heart. I am sharpening my concentration. Greater strength. With each stride I make, my success grows. Rehearse these phrases in your thoughts as you start your day. There's more to it than that. These are commands for your unconscious mind. Do you notice a change in your energy level when you begin your day in this manner? Do you feel a change occurring deep within you? We will go into this topic further later on. I'm going to teach you how to keep this enthusiasm going all day long. How to maintain this level of power in the face of obstacles. Here is where plans become actions, where the power of words transforms your world. Meanwhile, the day is passing you by. Keep in mind that you have the choice to walk into your power every morning, according to your mission, that you may advance toward your fate. These moments in the morning are more than just ordinary. You can't undergo a change without them. Would you like to find out how to keep this energy level high all day long? During the last moments of your day, true champions are born at this very time. Evenings are for more than simply unwinding. Integration is the theme. Climbing and getting ready. Here, you may finalize today's accomplishments and plot tomorrow's triumphs. Just a second, please. Locate a peaceful area. Your nightly contemplation is more than simply a summary. Recalibrating your thinking is a powerful process. You should begin by inquiring. My internal dialogue for the day was, in trying times, what did I say? During times of victory? Now, let me tell you what sets this evening procedure apart. This is more than simply a recollection. The effect is amplified. Whenever you find yourself using a pejorative term today, please make 3 appropriate substitutes. On the occasion when you told yourself, I'm not good enough, while facing a testing situation, proclaim now that I am becoming stronger with each passing trial. My pace of learning is increasing rapidly. On a daily basis, my abilities are growing. At this time of night, your subconscious mind is at its most open. When you remark that I'm stronger now because of what happened today, you're doing more than that. Rewiring your brain is what you're doing. While you sleep, your brain is processing these words and forming new connections. Now is the moment to turn the obstacles of today into the opportunities of tomorrow, as an alternative to dwelling on bad memories. Think about it this way. Whatever challenge I'm facing now is really setting me up for even bigger success tomorrow. My determination has grown stronger with each obstacle. With each obstacle, my resolve has grown stronger. Right now. The secret to getting ready for tomorrow is right here. You need to manifest it this evening, just before you get into bed. State unequivocally that tomorrow is mine. I can't help but be drawn to success. There is no limit to my potential. And with each breath, I am diving headfirst into it. Reflecting on the day doesn't end with this evening. Programming is tomorrow's topic. When you say that I am sleeping, it means that my mind is preparing to do more. By doing so, you are providing your unconscious mind with explicit instructions for the evening to come. While you sleep, your mind will be hard at work solving problems. Recognize and enjoy your successes, no matter how minor. Express your pride in your progress. More than what I was yesterday, I am becoming. I will always evolve. Listen closely. These words have meaning. They are the bedrock upon which your future rests. As you get ready to be asleep, imagine yourself successful tomorrow. Imagine yourself confidently expressing these words and embracing your authority, making remarkable progress. The boundary between reality and your wildest dreams is invisible to your mind. Make the most of this opportunity. Keep this important fact in mind. As you go off to sleep, the ideas that come to mind will shape your world in the morning. I am growing stronger by the day, you say, prior to going to bed. By cultivating your subconscious mind, you are sowing the seeds of success. Does this nightly ritual have any effect on you? Feel how it's not merely ending today. Opening, though, is tomorrow, because what we're about to go into will provide the way to unite all of these components. Using these guidelines consistently, you can propel yourself forward in an unstoppable fashion. Here is where change takes root and stays, where short-term transformation becomes long-term achievement. Now is the time to find out how to apply what we've spoken about. Incorporate it into your present life. This very second. At this very second, you are at the crossroads of your past and future selves. You don't have to wait for a faraway future for the ability to change your life. It is in the word that comes to mind when you talk to yourself next. Tomorrow isn't the point here. Stay tuned for next week. Currently, this is all about: get out your mobile device. Revise your notes. Keep these words in your journal for the following 3 days. It is my intention to speak authoritatively to myself, with purpose, without a doubt. Please take this letter seriously, a pact with the you of the future. The idea that follows this one is the seed from which you will grow. Your thoughts will immediately attempt to revert to their previous patterns. The second you exit this place, doubts will be spoken by it. The previous setbacks will be brought to light. But you've learned your lesson. At last, you get it. These ideas aren't you. All they are is outdated code that has to be updated. The first step is to begin tonight. Once you reach your residence, gaze into the reflection. Take your time. Take a hard look at who you are. Experience the latent power that has been patiently awaiting illumination. Address that reflection with authority. I am growing to be unstoppable. There is no limit to my potential. I am bound to succeed. In the 3 days that follow, keep an eye on your negative self-talk like it's the fate of your life. Your self-talk has the power to either expand your horizons or bind you to your current situation. No middle ground exists. Every word counts. Every idea is important. Accompany yourself with a compact notepad. Put a halt to self-criticism the moment you see it creeping in. Jot down the pejorative expression. Write a strong substitute for it thereafter. This is more than a practice session. It's like reprogramming the operating system of your brain. Keep in mind the morning routine that we went over. Implement it without delay. Motivate yourself immediately. Let your words craft it. Every morning, let your mind be filled with ideas of strength. of possibilities. I am quite confident that you will succeed. To fortify your determination, utilize the evening reflection. Rejoice every night for every success you've had when you've spoken powerfully to yourself. Recognize the strides you have made. You should reaffirm your resolve to keep this change going. However, these 3 days are distinct from the others. Rest assured, you have allies. There's a greater whole that includes you. At this very moment, individuals all across the world are coming to the same realization. They're teaching themselves new vocabulary. They are making brand new worlds. Words have the power to change their life. Just imagine your life as you want it to be, and speak it into being. You have untapped talent that is just waiting to be recognized. Just say it, and your future will be yours. Those 3 days aren't going to pass like a breeze. They serve as the bedrock upon which your new life is built. Remain standing at this very moment. Experience the strength pulsating through your body. Breathe deeply and say yes to these 3 days with me. I vow to utter words that have authority. I resolve to make my new world a reality. Now is the time for you. This moment is for you. Your metamorphosis has begun. Leave this place immediately. Go out on a mission, in an authoritative position. It is my firm belief that the events of the following 3 days will have far-reaching consequences for you and your family. Run away immediately. To bring about your new reality, just say it. Every word you choose may shape your future. Your metamorphosis is about to commence. What you say has power. Here and now is the moment. Get ready for a fresh start.